morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday to you. Today is going to be less of a reflection and more of an information sharing time, because I'm sure many of you are wondering what's happening here at McClure and what our plans are for moving forward. And we are quickly moving forward into Lent. It is so hard to believe that Lent is only 2 weeks away. 2 weeks from today is Ash Wednesday. It feels like we have so much time between Christmas and Lent, and then all of a sudden, Lent is here. All this time to plan and get ready, and then suddenly, no time at all. So first, today I'm going to tell you a little bit about our hopes moving forward, and I'm going to extend an invitation to you to participate in a little survey that we will be sending out to everyone through email a little later today. And then I'm going to share some exciting news and information about Rural Connect, and then a little teaser about our theme for Lent. So obviously, we're hoping that soon we'll be able to return to in-person worship. And the worship committee met just last night and had extensive conversation about in-person worship. And we'll be sharing some recommendations with the board at our meeting next Tuesday. And as soon as we have made a final decision at that meeting, we will be sharing it with all of you. So stay tuned. In the meantime, you could really help us out in our decision-making process a lot. If you would just take a few moments to respond to the email survey that we'll be sending out a little later today. And if you don't receive our weekly email but would like to weigh in on the question in the survey, you can comment it in the comment section of this video, or you can phone or email the church office, or you can send me a text. Hopefully you have all of that contact information, but if you don't, I will also add it to the description of this video. So this is the piece we need help with. The biggest question we're grappling with at the moment is whether to return to one service at 10 a.m. or two services at the usual times of 9:15 and 11. Now, it's our hope that eventually we will return to two services regardless of what is happening right now. What we're looking for is just some info to help us decide what would be best for this community now. So there'll be one question in the survey, and the question is, if we maintain mandatory masking policy but no longer require proof of vaccination or pre-registration for worship, but strongly encourage our community to be fully vaccinated if they wish to attend in-person worship, is it likely that you would come in person given those parameters? So we're not asking you to make a commitment to come every Sunday, just to think about whether you likely would be there. Although, of course, we would love to have you there every Sunday because, well, we miss you when you're not there. So basically, we're trying to get a read on numbers. Will there be too many to all worship together at 10? We'd rather not have two services with just a handful of people at each, but we also don't want to create a scenario where everyone shows up at 10 and there's so many people will be crowded and people will feel uncomfortable. At last night's worship committee meeting, we settled on 150 people being kind of the maximum we would like to have at one service. So that's about half of our capacity. So that email should be going out to you in just a little bit. So simply reply with a yes or no, and this would be a tremendous help to those planning the next steps. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to give you a little update on Rural Connect. We are so grateful that 3 rural communities have made the decision to join us on this new adventure together. So our partners are Carlisle and Radcliffe United Churches and Abbey Lancer Pastoral Charge. And they will be joining us for the first time on the first Sunday of Lent, March 6th. Basically what this means is that those churches will join us via satellite on Sunday morning. So we will be able to see them and they will be able to see us. We'll be able to see and hear each other, and we can all participate in worship together. So we will be preparing the service and providing the sermon, and our partners will share in leadership by taking turns in reading scripture and prayers. And the 3 churches will not be joining us every Sunday. One of it's going to be joining us for 3 Sundays a month. One is joining us for 1 Sunday a month, and the other is still deciding. However, they will all be with us for that first Sunday. We are so excited by the possibilities this connection could offer. The Rural Connect program was established by the United Church of Canada as a way of supporting rural congregations who are struggling to find adequate leadership. We are grateful to be able to provide such a support. However, we also see this as a partnership, a relationship of mutuality. We may be providing a service, but we also recognize that our rural partners have many, many gifts to offer and lots to teach us. And so we're looking forward to how this program unfolds and its evolution in our own congregation. The Rural Connect equipment is all installed and ready to go at McClure, and 2 of our 3 partners have received their equipment, a satellite box, and the 3rd box is currently in the hands of St. Martin's United Church, who have agreed to help us test everything out. So this Sunday, St. Martin's will be joining us via satellite this Sunday and the following Sunday. And it'll be wonderful to have this chance to worship together with our friends at St. Martin's United Church. And we are grateful that they're willing to walk into this unknown technological territory with us. So join us Sunday at 10 a.m. on YouTube or Facebook Live as we give it a try. We've had lots of opportunity now to practice patience and flexibility and good humor in the midst of all the unknowns of the past 2 years. So this should be a piece of cake. It's possible things will go flawlessly and it will turn out exactly how I imagined it in my head, but it's also possible it will go completely sideways. But fear not, the whole thing will be recorded, and if we don't manage to get connected and live streamed, we will have a recording that we will be able to share with you later in the day. And if that doesn't work, well, just take some time to pray and be in God's presence, because that is also worship. Just don't give up on us. Please don't give up on us as we're going through this working the kink out phase, because every time something doesn't work, we are learning how we can make it better. Okay, so I'm taking up a lot of time, I know, but I do want to just give a quick plug for our Lenten series. Deborah and I will be using another series by the same people who created the one we used for Advent. And the resource is from A Sanctified Art, and that's a collective of theologians and artists, and it's called Full to the Brim. So I'm going to read for you just a blurb from the resource to give you an idea of what it might look like. All right, so let's see. So this is what the resource says. The origins of Lent were that one was to leave their old life behind, to fast, and prepare to be baptized into a new way of living. In essence, this was a practice of stepping away from corrupt power, scarcity, mentality, and empty rituals in order to live a more expansive and full life of faith. And so our Lenten theme, Full to the Brim, is an invitation into a radically different Lent, into a full life. It's an invitation to be authentically who you are, to counter scarcity and injustice at every turn, to pour out even more grace wherever it is needed. When we allow ourselves to be filled to the brim with God's lavish love, that love spills over. It reaches beyond ourselves like water. It rushes and flows, touching everything in its path. Full to the brim reminds us to live fully as we pursue justice and hope or express grief and gratitude. And so this Lent, let us trust fully that we belong to God. Let us increase our capacity to receive and give grace. Let us discover the expansive life God dreams for us. So there you go. And we will also be offering a little booklet, a daily devotional that will be available in digital format on our website. And we'll also print off a few copies for those who might like one. This is an addition to the Lenten book we are using for the Lenten study, which is not related to the worship theme. And the resource from Sanctified Art comes with these lovely daily thoughts and prayers. So we're going to be sending one out every day via email, every day throughout Lent. And we'll post them on Facebook as well. And it's just a few words of reflection, a sentence really, and a prayer to help you along this Lenten journey. Okay, so that is enough from me. I hope I've provided you with enough information that you feel excited about what's coming up. I know many have begun to feel a little disengaged from this community, from community in general, I think. The last 2 years have been a lot of time of distance, and although Zoom has been a godsend, it's not the same. So we need to begin to rebuild connection and re-engage, and we're confident in the commitment and in the strength of this community, and we're really looking forward to moving ahead with our plans for renewal together. So God bless all of you, and I hope you have a fantastic week.